The Influencer's Edge is brought to you by the Rapid Sales Accelerator. If you're ready to skyrocket your sales by 30% or more in just 90 days, then you need to claim your free training right now. You'll learn 4 words that will compel your prospects to trust you like they were children within the first 3 to 5 minutes of any conversation across any platform and any medium. You'll learn how to give your prospects objection amnesia, to crush objections like, I need to talk to my spouse, or I need more time to think it over, or it's too expensive. If you'd like to claim your free training now, go to www.paulrossbook.com. Do it before your competition does it now. Welcome to the Influencer's Edge. This is the place where you come to get the latest breakthroughs, cutting-edge insights, tools, and techniques to leapfrog over the pack in sales, persuasion, and influence. Be sure you visit our website at www.theinfluencersedge.com. And while you're there, subscribe to us via your favorite network. Now sit back, tune in, and enjoy today's episode. All right, welcome to the Influencer's Edge. Well, once again, we have a guest on the show who's got an accent, and I love accents. He lives down under where it's actually tomorrow, Mr. Ben Jones. Hello, Ben.
Hey, Paul, thanks for having me. I appreciate everyone's time and attention. Yes, I do live in the future, so I can tell you the sun's going to come up tomorrow, which
Well,
kind of
good.
makes it
Can
fun.
you tell us what the headlines are? Because I want to know. You could gamble on the stock market here, but it wouldn't be a gamble because you would know what's already happened.
That would be fun.
Cool. So we're going to be talking about YouTube advertising and scaling businesses using YouTube advertising. But first, let me give a little bit about your biography. We'll speed through it. So Ben is an Australian serial entrepreneur and founder of Titan Marketer and Youth in Business. Let's talk about youth in business for a second before we speed by that. What is youth in business, and what do you guide young people to do?
Cool. So youth in business is very similar to the title. It's basically kids starting businesses. So our aim is to get as many kids as we can to start the entrepreneurial journey and learn to sell things, or probably even get out of the rat race before they've even joined it. So that's the mission behind youth in business. So we've had a whole bunch of success in it. We've helped thousands of kids start businesses. We've had kids buy houses before they're 18. We've had a few millionaire teenagers. One of the kids wrote a book, like how I made more money than my principal. I was able to write the foreword to it.
I love it.
They've been on every media you could probably imagine. Yeah, it's probably been one of the most rewarding things that we put together. So
I imagine. How did you find your call to do this? Was it something that you were thinking about over time, or it just hit you on the head one day? I want to know people's process for finding their passion.
sure. So I think for us it was uh, basically like when I was in school and I was a teenager, I was quite entrepreneurial, but it wasn't very encouraged. My parents had the rule, like, you're either going to college, university, or doing a trade, before you leave the house. Like, there wasn't really an option for business. And then, my wife and I both went into careers, and then we became entrepreneurial later, but we had to unlearn a whole bunch of employee mindset / skills and learn a lot of business skills, which
Okay, let me pause you there. Remember I said I'd pause when you have gold. What did you have to unlearn? Because my audience are entrepreneurs, salespeople, business owners. What did you have to unlearn?
look, I think with just the employee mindset, like, just things like, hey, look, money's coming in no matter what, like the monthly checks coming in, you have to unlearn that, like, if you don't go out and kill it, you don't eat. I think that's a big one. Like, you have to learn how to sell, you have to learn how cash flow works, you have to learn how business taxes work, you have to learn how to employ people, how to manage people instead of just like getting the task from the boss. You are now the boss. You need to tell the people what to do and learn to lead. And so there's a lot of skills you have to learn. And the unlearning probably is the reverse of that. Like, you have to obviously stop just being the dependent employee and start being the motivated employer. So yeah, in the
Definitely not an easy task, to say the least. You're actually unpacking multiple skills at the same time. So I did tell you I like to take diversions. All right,
Oh no, that's
hold
cool.
on just one second. All right. So today we're going to be talking about using YouTube advertising to scale with precision and build your authority in a competitive market. The first thing I want to bring up for you is I think YouTube, when did YouTube start? 2006?
Yeah, it was around there. I think it was the founders of what was it? They were involved in the PayPal setup, and then they moved across into the YouTube space. And it started off as a dating app before it became like a video sharing platform.
Oh,
So
really? I'd love to go back in history and see those. Back when YouTube was first getting started, I was using it, and I remember the ads were, I think, 90 seconds long at least, and you couldn't click off. And nowadays, I have two YouTube subscriptions under different names. One is a paid one where I don't see any ads, and the other one is free. But on the one that's free, the ads are 15 seconds, and then I can click off. So one of the things that I have recognized is that the currency of all sales, influence, persuasion, whatever, is focus. So how do you teach your clients to get a compelling message across in 15 seconds?
yeah, well, it's actually 5 seconds that you've got to get
Five.
now. So yeah, so 15 seconds are the ones where like you have no choice but to watch the ad, right? So like they're the unskippable 15-second ads that you got to watch, and they're probably more branding play for like big corporate companies, like credit card companies or that sort of thing. Like big like Walmart will do them. For the small to medium business owner, they're not they want leads and sales more than they want brand awareness, right? So what they're better off doing is what's called the pre-roll ads, which are the ones that you've only got 5 seconds to skip. And you've also you're waiting the 5 seconds to skip. They're the ones you want to run, or maybe even some of the image-based ads which you can run on YouTube now, which are kind of cool. So
All right. So you've got to unpack this. How in the world do you get any kind of, I guess those 5 seconds are buying you another 30 seconds or another minute. How in the world do you, I don't understand. First of all, I find any kind of paid advertising utterly intimidating because, and I'm sort of kind of being revelatory, but also pushing back a little bit. I find them utterly overwhelming and confusing because you have to track them and then you have to experiment, et cetera, et cetera. So setting all that aside, give me at least, if you can give me three tips to get that message across in 5 seconds, what would they be?
yeah, so they're it's what we call the hook. So the ad format that you want to use usually breaks down into three or four parts. But the first part is the hook, and that's any good advertising will have it. If you look at a landing page, it's the headline. If you pick up a newspaper, it's the headline there. It's if you're watching any sort of form of video ad, it's what happens in the first seconds. They might do something to grab your attention, or but that's the most important thing. And the difference between a bad hook and a good hook is probably the difference between like $1 clicks and $2 clicks. A good hook will save you like half your ad budget. So I can't stress this enough that we have 10 different hook types. So we have, big benefit ones, fear of missing out ones, all these different hook types. But if I had to like break it down into like the one, if you just had one hook, like you were just going to do one, it would be what I call the rhetorical yes hook. For example, if I said a statement that you agreed with, and it was either around a pain point or something you really wanted, you're going to lead into the next thing. For example, if you're running Facebook ads and you hate it, I might use a hook like, "Hey, are you sick of burning money on Facebook ads?" I might go, "Well, yeah, I am," and then I can lead into, "Well, obviously there's YouTube ads," or maybe you're having problems with your Google ads, and like, "Hey, you're currently having problems with YouTube ads. Currently having a problem with the Google ads. It's probably because you haven't optimized your YouTube ads." You're probably going to be like, "Oh, like I'm interested because you've agreed with me around a pain point or problem or a big benefit that you want," and then you lead into
What
a
would
bit
the
of
call to
authority
action
value.
be? So forgive me for stepping on you. I apologize.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
would
no,
call
that's
to
fine.
action be? So let's say, are you sick of burning money on Facebook ads? What would the call to action be?
Well, the call to action comes later. And this is where, like, well, how long should the ad be, right? And there's probably two types of ads you can run. One is under a minute, which will show up in the mobile feed when people are watching YouTube Shorts. And then the other one goes for about about a minute and a half to 2.5 minutes. But you can go longer than that, but I would suggest that minute and a half to 2.5 minutes is the sweet spot. So
People will watch, forgive me again, I'm astonished. People will watch a minute or a minute and a half long ad on YouTube.
yeah, yeah, that's what you want. Well, the first 30 seconds are free, which is kind of cool. So for example, if I skip your ad, it costs me nothing. It costs you, if you're running the ads and I skip it and I'm watching it, costs you nothing, right? So if you have a bad hook, it's not the end of the world. However, if I don't take an action before 30 seconds, it's also free
YouTube
within
won't
reason.
charge you for the ad.
Yeah. So you normally only get charged if they click or if they watch. Well, that's what a view is considered if they click or if they watch more than 30 seconds and you're charged per view. Whereas on Facebook, you charge per impression, which
Right.
is, every 3 or 15 seconds. So you literally get like double the amount of time on YouTube before you're charged than you do on Facebook. So, which is why you want them to, agree with you at the beginning, have something they want or whatever, and then move into the next stage of your ad.
What do you find is the most commonly successful pulling offer? Offer for a free course, offer for a mini course. What is it that you can offer? Let's say that ad is compelling and you've got people's attention and you've named the pain point and you talked about how bad it's going to get if you don't fix it, but there's hope. And what is it that your most successful clients will typically give away? Because you can't, or do they try to sell a mini course and move people through a funnel?
It depends on what the client wants, and what their objectives are. So some clients will be more about, look, we just want really good qualified leads. We've got the sales and appointment setters that can close, right? So theirs is all about having a really good, like, lead magnet or thing that people really want. So for example, one we use in that example is like how to ethically steal your competitors' traffic with YouTube ads.
I
So
love that
people are,
title.
yeah, without going to jail as a subhead. So people are like, wow, that's really cool,
Who writes,
right?
forgive me, again, you're dropping gold. So I'm not interrupting to be interrupted. That is a great headline. Who writes your headlines?
My copywriter.
Your copywriter is really good. How to
So
ethically steal your competitors' traffic and not go to jail. It's wonderful. That's someone who studied Gary Halbert or John Carlton. Wonderful stuff. Keep going.
cool. So for us and a lot of our clients who are in a similar thing, like, you want to have a really good, what we would call lead magnet in this sense, where you can send people to it. Now you can send them a PDF if you want, but I feel like those days are kind of a little 1990s. I think like a less, if it's the first time they're interacting with you and your company, a less than 10-minute video around the thing and with the PDF, like, give them both options, followed by the next action you want them to take. So ours is, here's a quick video. If you'd like to book a call with one of our team, here's how you do that. Works really well. Now that's if you're doing like a B2B or, sort of sale, or you're doing, like you've got like a service that you want to provide, you're a coach, an expert, that sort of thing can work well. You've also got your webinars, your virtual events, your live events. It more depends on how your business closes the sale to what the lead magnet or what the thing needs to be. If you're running a virtual event, well, the virtual event needs to be what the ad's about, if that makes sense. Hey, look, come
Yeah.
along to this event. We're going to show you this thing. Come to the event, blah, blah, blah. I think everyone understands in the service industry space, everyone understands lead magnets, like how do we get a really qualified lead? And I think you're really going to struggle to get a more qualified lead than someone who's watched more than 30 seconds of a video ad, then come to your page, then watched, a little bit of your 5 to 10 minute, like value-based video to the next logical step. That seems to work very well for leads at the moment. If I had to be like, how do I get good qualified leads with a sales process and a YouTube ad, that would be it.
That makes sense to me. And again, you are, as far as I know, let me clarify this. Are you an agency that does this for your clients, or do you teach your clients how to do this, or both?
We used to do both. So, well, going back just after COVID for a couple of years, we used to run events all over the place, and we would actually, basically teach and consult people how to do YouTube advertising, anything from corporates to medium-sized companies with them or just their advertising teams. We had a whole 6 and 12-month program where we'd come in and we'd help them run it, and there was a whole bunch of support and everything around it. What we noticed sort of last year is we also had an agency as well where we would just work with high-level clients on just doing it for them. And what we really noticed is that the ones that we just did it for them just got way better results, because we could come in, our team knows exactly what to do. There's no staff error. There's no business people error. And we basically, beginning of 2024, we just transitioned the whole company to just done for you agency. We'll just come in and do it.
I love that. And I'm assuming that includes reviewing the lead magnet and the offer.
Yeah, so we do the whole thing. So we're a bit different to the other agencies. We actually do everything from the ad all the way through to the funnel. And we even help track conversion all the way through to sales. So ad made the sale. So.
I don't see how anyone can do this on their own. I just don't. I'm a smart fella. I've been in business 30 years and I've resisted paid ads. I want to kind of give you a little bit of a challenge. I've never bought anything from a YouTube ad, but I have spent countless amount. I'm going to embarrass myself here. I've spent so much money on Instagram stuff because it's like a point of it's a what's the word for a buy that you don't even think through? You like, I got to have it. Bing, bing. Hundreds and hundreds of dollars on cat toys that work well in the video. My cats won't even look at them. They'll maybe give it a tug for a second, then they walk away. As you can see from my shirt, I'm a crazy old cat guy. What would you say to people who say, nah, Instagram is the way to go? Because people do impulse purchases on Instagram and you can make the videos much easier. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. What do you think of Instagram as opposed to YouTube?
Look, I think Instagram works great. Same with Facebook. Facebook ads do work. I'm not saying they're dead. The YouTube ads are just better for lots of reasons. However, that being said, if you're selling a low tier product like a cat toy with very small margins, YouTube's probably not the place for that. YouTube's more for what we use it for anyway. We work with a few e-commerce companies and we've helped them do, even a company that does fidget spinners, we've helped them get to 7 figures. But I think the important thing with YouTube ads is YouTube's part of Google ads, and Google has Google shopping and search and all of that. And that's probably better for e-commerce than YouTube. YouTube is great for probably getting the video out and getting people to watch it and then retargeting with some of the other platforms for e-commerce, which is what the cat toys and things like that are. But I think if you're wanting to do business to business or lead gen or service based, any of that, YouTube is just that's where it shines more than say.
I'm glad you pointed it out to me because I've had some offers from agencies who want to work with me. And they're all telling me, no, use Google ads, no, use YouTube, no, use Facebook, no, use Instagram. I'm thinking, I don't know what the frack, no, British say bloody hell. Australians don't say bloody hell, do you?
We do actually, yeah.
Okay.
So we're Australians are this kind of terrible mix between American culture and British culture and just uncouth rudeness. So
truth. It's truth.
It's truth. So
truth.
We definitely will do the and hell over here isn't really such a cuss word like it is in the States. So bloody hell would be something a 6-year-old would say and no one would turn their head, so yeah.
Let's keep going here. So this is one. Okay. Let's say I've created a campaign. It's attracting views, but it's not views from the right people who are good
Yeah.
prospects. How is there some algorithm you can use? Algorithm, excuse me. I need coffee. Is there some algorithm or some way of determining a balance between lots of views and the right audience? Is that something you use AI to do, or does a human have to figure that out?
So I think that the big difference between YouTube ads and like any other ad platform is the targeting, who you can target. And we have this, it's a channel not to leave making use, but we have a way of doing it. We call it our credit card out targeting. And I'll explain that in a little bit more detail. The way YouTube ads works is you can actually target people based on all the same targeting you can on Facebook. So let's say you want to target a 35-year-old mom who likes cats, chocolate, surfboards, and wants to have a cat riding a chocolate surfboard as a cake for her birthday, right? You can do that on Facebook and you can do that on YouTube, right? However, on YouTube, what you can do is you can take that one step further and you can target them by how much income they have. So you can target, top 10%, top 20%. So let's say that your cake costs.
Hold on. I believe you. This is fascinating to me. So you're dropping gold. I told you in the green room. People are saying, why do you keep interrupting your guest? Because my guest is dropping gold. So how in the hell can you find out how someone on YouTube, what their income is? You don't have to, when you sign up for a YouTube account, it doesn't make you state your income. How the hell do you do that research?
Yeah, so think about what Google knows about you, right? Like it knows, your location, it knows where you live, what suburb you're in, it knows what you're searching into Google Chrome, all your search results. Like that's pretty scary. It knows all your calendar appointments, everything that's in Gmail. It knows all the websites people visit through Google Analytics. Most websites have that. It knows what people's purchase history it is. It knows all the apps on your phone. It knows more about you than probably, it records your voice every single time you say, "Hey, Google." It knows more about you than probably your best friend or spouse.
Or
Right.
the
So,
NS or the National Security Agency. But so it's a
sure.
projection. They don't know exactly. It's based on the factors the algorithm calculates. They give a projection with a high degree of probability what your income is, correct?
Yeah, that they're going to know pretty well. Think about just what's in your email, like your inbox, right? Like they're going to have a pretty good guess of where you're at.
It's terrifying.
It's horrible as a human. It's actually quite scary. As a marketer, it's actually really awesome. So, which,
Okay.
which is
All
kind of
right.
fun.
All
So
right.
that's how they know. So like if we got that same 35-year-old woman who loves that chocolate cat on a surfboard, like now we know that she lives in a good area and that she drives a nice car and she's, has the money. And then so that takes away the income level. And most people who are doing any form of lead gen, the big objection they get is people love our stuff, but they just can't afford it. Right.
Right. Right.
So you can pretty much just cut that out at the beginning. And then the next step that you can do with YouTube that you can't do with Facebook is tailor that by intent. So, like if this lady's looking for like chocolate, or looking for cats on a cake or something like that, or chocolate cakes with cats on it or something like that. And she's interested in surfing, we can then literally show her an ad. Now we know that she's searching for a chocolate cat cake. She's literally can afford our premium service that we sell to make these custom cakes, and she's our perfect demographic. So that is where you get someone who's, now it's the right time. And that's the other objection a lot of people get is, "Hey, I love your stuff, but it's not the right time." So this is where YouTube ads are just way superior to everything else, because you can have all the targeting you have in Facebook, which Facebook keeps taking away, but you can have the income targeting plus the intent targeting. You can layer it out to just get them right when they have their credit card out. So
It's terrifying. It's encouraging for a business, for an entrepreneur or someone, but on a human level, that's terrifying.
yeah, it's very cool.
You
So,
think it's cool? I think it's cool for as a business person, an entrepreneur, it's hella cool. It's
yeah,
fracking cool. But as a human being, that's disturbing. That is
yeah,
disturbing. You don't need the government to be tapping your phone. the private companies are already gathering everything they need about you. That's crazy. To test this, I should just do some fake searches like volleyball equipment self-built and just keep searching and searching to see when the ads come up. And I've also noticed, and this is really interesting, I can be talking to one of my friends, and I'm telling you, an ad will pop up. It can't be a coincidence. So I'm assuming this is my iPhone. I'm assuming that they are listening to the calls. Is that not correct?
I get this question a lot, and to be honest, I don't know. And if anyone ever reads all the privacy data in any of the phone updates or Google updates or any of that, I'm sure there might be something in there. But I mean, how does it know every time you say "Hi Siri" if it's not listening to you, or "Hey Google"?
Siri's an idiot. My Siri almost always gets it wrong.
Listen, I didn't say Siri was intelligent, but she's definitely
No,
listening.
you didn't. We have just about hit the 30-minute mark. First of all, you've taken the scales off my eyes as far as paid advertising. I would never do it on my own. I would hire an agency because I would take years to figure it out and lose my shirt. How can my audience stay in the conversation with you? What can they do to keep in touch with you, Mr. Jones?
Yeah, sure. Look, just check us out at Titan Marketer. So it's just titanmarketer.com. We have heaps of cool free resources that we give away. If you wanted to jump on with one of our team and have a chat, you can do that too. But that's probably the best place to check it out if you wanted to get some free training on how to steal your competitors' traffic, or how to do the credit card ad targeting. There's a whole bunch of free stuff there that you can go. I'd start there. Like, go have a look, have a crack, see how you go. Google will literally give you $500 free on your first $1,000 that you spend with Google and YouTube ads. So it's pretty much a no-brainer. I just go look at getting started. And look, if you need help, reach out to us. We're happy to help. And hopefully we've been able to help and serve everyone listening in some way.
It's truth. Very good. Stay on with me, but when we end the show, because I want to have a brief green room chat. Our guest has been Ben Jones, the go-to guy when you want to build and scale your business using YouTube ads. We'll catch you on the next episode of The Influencer's Edge.
The Influencer's Edge is brought to you by the Rapid Sales Accelerator. If you're ready to skyrocket your sales by 30% or more in just 90 days, then you need to claim your free training right now. You'll learn 4 words that will compel your prospects to trust you like they were children within the first 3 to 5 minutes of any conversation across any platform and any medium. You'll learn how to give your prospects objection amnesia, to crush objections like "I need to talk to my spouse," or "I need more time to think it over," or "It's too expensive." If you'd like to claim your free training now, go to www.paulrossbook.com. Do it before your competition does it now. Thank you for tuning in to The Influencer's Edge, where you get the latest breakthroughs, cutting-edge insights, tools, and techniques so you can leapfrog over the pack in sales, influence, and persuasion. Remember to visit our website at www.theinfluencersedge.com to enjoy even more great episodes like this one. We look forward to seeing you again on The Influencer's Edge Show.